I am Dr. Carolyn Edwards, and this is Get Your Life, the show where the guests come on and give their secrets to living their best life now. And the goal is that you hear what they have to say, and prayerfully and hopefully it gives you the courage to get your life too. We have an amazing guest today, Jacob Williams, and he is going to tell you all about health and his journey. And so let's welcome Jacob to the show.
Thanks, Dr. Carolyn.
You are so welcome. And you are the owner and coach at Gymnos.
Yes.
Amen. Okay, so tell our audience, how in the world did you get to start a gym? What is it about being in fitness that inspired you?
So it all goes back to, I used to be pretty big boy. I was a fat kid growing up.
Wow.
Wow. I was like 240 pounds.
Wow. How tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". Wow.
So it's not a good, that's not good. Yeah, it was
a good ratio?
Yeah, it was a wide 5'10".
Okay.
And I couldn't do a push-up.
Wow.
I couldn't run. The school had the fitness test, run a mile I couldn't do that.
Wow.
So I was really unhappy and out of shape. And eventually I hit kind of a rock bottom with fitness journey and decided to finally change things.
Yeah. So I know this isn't in my questions, but I have really been getting bothered by the teasing and the bully. Were you bullied and teased for being overweight?
I was.
Yeah.
You've got boobs. You got man boobs.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So
I did.
So do you think that too was part of the reason? Like, was it something internal or was it external? Because weight is internal and external. So which one?
And I'm sure we're going to cover this, but I didn't know the Lord until my early 20s. And so my motivations at the time was primarily attention from girls.
I was going to say that. Getting girls. I was that age.
And just feeling better. I didn't.
Yeah.
But that was a big motivator.
That's a good reason. And I think, and it's no shame in that. We are people that like people. So eventually we want to have a spouse or a whatever if we want to be attracted to the love of our lives. And so, it's no shame in that. That's what young people do. Okay, so at what point after you lost the weight and after you realized you wanted to feel better, how long were you doing that before you realized that was a calling or a purpose for you?
It was, not long after I lost the weight, I was in college.
Okay.
So it was essentially senior to high school to sophomore in college, about a year and a half.
Okay.
I lost 70 pounds.
Wow.
Changed my life forever. I wouldn't be here now if that wasn't part of my story. And it was then in college. I was like, how can I help other people experience this? Like, this is amazing. It changed my life. I want other people to experience this.
Okay, I'm going off script again. Do you feel like I watched this show on like one of the documentaries or something, and they talked about, you said Mississippi, right? And they talked about Mississippi and the amount of seriously obese people that live in Mississippi. And they showed the diet, like all the fried stuff, all the extra large stuff. Do you feel like that was typical for Mississippi when you were going through your weight process?
Yes. And your data is correct. We're either number one, most obese people, or we're like tied for another southern state.
Right.
But yeah, for sure.
You all were number one. And so I wonder if you wanting to lose weight, because sometimes when we make a change and we want to pivot, we have to do that alone. So it takes courage. So if you want to lose 70 pounds, but everybody else is overweight, how was that process? Was it hard, or you just dug your heels in?
That's a really interesting question. I never thought about that, but no, it was purely individual.
That's good.
Well, yeah. I wasn't comparing to. There was no resistance.
That's good. That's good.
Like, I want to be better. Like, college is a big transition in my life. I don't want to step into that not a better version of myself.
Right.
Adulthood is staring me in the face.
Right. Did you go to college in Mississippi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So and the reason why I asked that question is because some of the people in the documentary, the hardest part, it was not changing the diet, it was not exercising. It was actually the resistance that they got from family members. Why aren't you eating? Why don't you want more food? You're skinny. I'm going to put more on your plate. So I just wanted to know if that was your...
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, I think, not as when I finally lost it and was losing it, there was no resistance.
I
think, but culturally, I can't talk.
That's okay.
Is why that kind of got me there.
Right.
And a little bit of ignorance. We don't, the world didn't know as much about health then as it does now.
Right.
Yeah. So there was lots of fried chicken and sweet tea.
Yes. Sweet tea, love sweet tea, but not all the time. Not at every meal. Moderation, yes. Okay. So you went to college and you realized this feels so good that I want to help somebody else. Mm-hmm. Is that what gets you going? Is that what keeps you going? Is that what helps you find your clients? Like, what keeps you going? And the reason why I asked this question, because we know January 1st of every year, we have millions of people that say, this is the year I'm going to get in shape. This is the year I'm going to lose weight. And they buy gym memberships and they may get food deliveries, but by the second week, the gym is empty. So what is it that helped keep you motivated to keep going?
That's a good question. Seeing results slowly but surely, having a goal, having a vision and an important vision.
Okay.
Not just look better with less clothes on.
Yes.
But be prepared and healthy and presentable for what is like I'm stepping into adulthood.
Oh, yeah.
So I think having a very important why and vision is going to be important for any journey that you're taking.
And that was going to be one of my questions, so I may have to flip my slides. But as we think about our bodies, and one of the things I feel like is missing is that we don't realize we are blessed with this body. We only get one. I don't know why we act like we're going to get 10 more. We only have one. So in this lifetime, this is a blessing to be able to walk and move and do the things that we can. And going back to your question, how can we get a why that's strong enough that makes us realize, number one, this body is a blessing. Number two, we are charged with taking care of it. And then number three, something that makes it so special and good that we're going to stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do that?
You have to ask yourself, what is it for? Why?
Right. Okay.
Why do I want? I can give some examples of whys of clients I've worked with.
Let's do that.
Because it usually starts surface level.
Yes.
I want to look better.
Yes.
I want to feel better. Well, don't we all?
Yes.
But usually that doesn't keep you past week 2, week 3, month 4, month 5. I have a client. He said, "Hey, my mom's 65. She had a heart attack this year.
Yeah.
It runs in the family now.
Yeah.
I'm overweight. I have 4 kids.
I want to be there for my kids.
I don't want to have a heart attack."
Right.
That's a pretty good.
It is. It is.
Yeah. Hey, another story. Me and my wife are trying to conceive, but my doctor said because I'm so overweight, we're so overweight, I'm not healthy. That's possibly preventing us from having our family because we're so out of shape.
That's right.
So those are some pretty. So
that's excellent, because then you also, once you have the baby, it could stop you from conceiving. But once you have the children, do you have enough stamina to keep up with little toddlers? So that's another good reason. Or I've also heard people say, I want to see my grandkids. I want to see my kids get married. So we may have started, like you said, superficially. I want to lose weight because my friend is getting married.
Oh, that doesn't last.
It does. Right. That doesn't
I've heard that one, and I've actually had that as a goal. And
yeah, it doesn't last because, first of all, it's not your wedding. And then second of all, once the wedding's over, it's not a big enough reason to keep going. So
it didn't become a new lifestyle.
Right. So how can we make health and fitness a new lifestyle? I like that, a new lifestyle, a new way of being. What do we need to do?
I think start simple.
Okay.
And identify the areas that you need the most help with. So maybe it's the exercise part, maybe it's the nutrition part, maybe it's the sleep and the recovery, maybe it's the other habits. Yep. But I think I would tell people start very small.
I like that. I like that because when you start small, and not only start small, but don't look for those big weight loss things. They don't last. Like, I want to lose 20 pounds in a month. Okay, are you starving yourself? Are you sleepy? Are you, do you have a program or a lifestyle that's sustainable?
That's the key word.
Yes.
It has to be sustainable.
It has to be sustainable. And it has to be that why, because you're not going to always lose 5 pounds this month. Sometimes you may lose none. Sometimes you may lose 1. And when you, especially I found when you're gaining muscle, you may stay the same. You may have lost some fat. You may have lost some inches. But the scale may not say it.
Oh, yeah, the scale is
what in the world do you do when the scale doesn't move? How do you motivate your clients? What would you tell a client when the scale doesn't move?
That's a good point. And usually going into the program, and what I do is I do online programs where I customize people's workouts, their nutrition guidance, and hold them accountable to doing what they said they want to do.
Like it.
And we start with the scale is deceptive. Don't rely on it because it can vary significantly day to day, and especially women, certain times of the month, that can be a 5-pound difference, and you're still on track.
Right.
And that's just how our bodies work. And I encourage people to take other forms of measurements.
Okay.
So like a belly measurement.
All right.
And pictures. Because you make a great point. I've had someone come to me, a guy named Chris. I remember. He's like, Jacob, paying you all this money. Scales exactly the same.
Right.
I'm like, how do you look? Well, my pants fit better.
Exactly.
Like, how do you feel? Well, I have more energy.
Exactly.
Because you've built a little bit of muscle.
That's right.
And lost fat. So the scale doesn't move. You're exactly right.
And for women, I found, not just for women, but for people, I found just going to the bathroom before you get on the scale, if you urinate.
You have to.
I'm like, nobody never said that.
That's the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you could be 3 pounds heavier or whatever. Like when you're going to the doctor, it's like, oh no, I don't want to get on the scale. But no one says go to the bathroom first.
Well, how you do it is butt naked, first thing in the morning after you go to the bathroom.
After you go, okay. I hope everybody heard.
Then you get to the doctor and you're 7 pounds heavy because you got your shoes on, you had a big breakfast, you had water. Yeah, no.
Yes. So so we already talked about the scale. That could make people give up. I've seen people give up because they didn't understand the other things that denote you're on track. Like you said, your clothes fit different. Or maybe you've lost a couple of inches. Or for women, maybe your bra is getting too big, things like that. Sometimes your feet get smaller. So I think in the education part, we could do better. It's not just the scale.
Yes.
So what other things beyond the scale have you found that keep us stuck in not transforming and living our best life physically, in terms of wellness, eating? What have you seen?
What keeps us stuck?
Yeah, what keeps us stuck? Like, I'm sure you've had people that have come to you and maybe gave up. Or what keeps us stuck? What keeps us not going forward?
I think negative self-beliefs, stupid thoughts.
Like what?
Believing lies.
Yes.
I can't do it. I've tried before.
Yeah.
I've tried this diet.
Yep.
I tried that diet. I did this workout program. I can't, it's too hard.
It's hard.
I don't have time.
Yep.
It's not for me.
Yep.
All the stupid negative things that we tell ourselves about our own health. And I think that's huge. I mean, the battle is
the mind. That's what I was going to say. The battle of the mind is so important. Even to the point that I've heard people, like what you gave the example about the young man whose mom had a heart attack. There are some things that genetically may run or are in your family, but that does not mean they're going to happen to you. Let them run on by you. You know, just because your mom had high blood pressure, that does not mean you have to have high blood pressure or you become a diabetic or you're overweight. And that's another myth that I hear a lot of people resign themselves to. I'm going to be over. My mom was overweight. My dad was overweight. I'm going to be overweight. Well, that's a lie. Let that overweight train just go on by.
Break the chains.
Yeah. You have to, as you say, break the chains. How have you had to tell your clients how to break chains? How do we break that?
That's a good question. I can't think of anybody personally that's dealt with comparing themselves to like their family. Usually it's a good motivator for change for a lot of people. Like, I don't want to be like that.
Exactly.
I want to be something different. I want my kids to see something different. But breaking change, that's everything about this health and fitness journey, right? It's something's got to change.
Something's got to.
So again, I think it starts with the why, the motivation, believing you can do it, and having a really good reason to do it.
I agree.
And there's more to it, but that's where we start.
Yeah, and I think it's nothing wrong with having a Jacob in your life that pushes and motivates. I think having a coach for some people is important. Like, some people need that extra push. Like you said, helping them create a diet of how they eat or how they exercise, because not all exercises are created equal. Some people may need exercise on this or exercise on that. How would you tell somebody that wants to lose weight, or how do you assess the strategy that you give? Like, just give me a few things. Like, what are you looking at?
Yeah, you got to move. Okay. You got to eat right.
Yes.
And you got to have healthy habits, because I'm only with you an hour a month, like voice to voice,
right,
and digital. And so you've got to be responsible for all these other healthy habits the rest of the time. And so we give a structure. And ask it again.
Do you want me to ask?
Yeah, ask it.
Yeah. You basically answered it. You say you come up with a structure. You look at the person, you give them a program or whatever, and then you're with them for an hour. So you
call. You're
looking at the individual. So you're looking at the diet, you're looking at the exercise, you're looking at the mental. Do you look at the rest? Like, do you ask them how?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'll ask you a question. What do you think's more important, your morning routine or your evening routine for your success of your day?
Both.
If you had to pick one.
Oh, no. Well, for me, I'm going to say my morning routine. And the reason why my morning is more important, because I wake up, I pray, I meditate, I stretch, I get my body ready. And so I'm energized for the day. Like, that's how I get my mental. I'm working on the evening one just because I'm starting to pay attention to what I listen to before I go to sleep. And then I didn't realize how important rest was to losing weight. Oh, my goodness. I know how to do a lot of things all the time. But what I realized was my weight and menopause and hormones forced me to reevaluate my evening routine when I realized that I was not getting enough rest. And I started to make me a priority, because I'm mommying and I'm wifing and I'm podcasting and all that stuff. But my health and my exercise, I would exercise, but I feel like when I got older, some stuff needed to change. Things that used to work at 30 were no longer working. This running around, this fast pace was no longer working. I was exhausted. So I had to reevaluate my evening routine, making sure I turn my phone on. I don't take phone calls after a certain time. If I do, I know it's an emergency because people know I'm in my bed. And they laughed at me. You're in the bed so early. It's okay. But I had to reevaluate my evening routine. So I would still say it's morning, but I'm getting better on evening.
Cool.
What's best?
So I used to also believe that the morning routine was key.
Right.
There's books about it, the billionaire's mindset, the miracle morning, the morning routine is so key. But just after personally experimenting with both and then coaching people on their habits, if I had to pick,
you're going to say evening. Okay, so what should we be doing in the evening?
That's a great question. Couple things.
Okay.
I'll work backwards.
All right.
From bedtime. Consistent bedtime every night insofar as you're able.
Okay.
Choose a bedtime to get you your 7 to 9. That's unique to everybody. But pick your bedtime, stick with it.
Okay.
A couple of tips to help. Well, sleep hygiene. That's a big thing. So as best as you can, have the room totally black.
Okay.
A cooler room typically is better. Yep.
Yeah.
A not noisy room.
Yep.
Those are all helpful things. And then blue light, that's something I've been learning more about. Have exposure to screens.
Oh.
So TV or phone, eliminating that an hour before bed.
Okay.
Helps your mind relax and stay asleep better.
Right.
This one is a tough one for a lot of people. So when I coach this, I'm optional with it, but I feel like we have to share it. Eating too soon before bed can disrupt your sleep.
Oh.
And the studies have shown that even as close as 3 hours, so eating 3 hours before bed, your body other than your brain, your digestive system requires the most.
Yes, it's chugging along and
it's still you can get away with having a big meal and going straight to bed. But if you're trying to optimize, like this is something you're struggling with, then consider going to bed and consider not eating close to bed. And if I had to share one more thing, and me and my wife were actually talking about this last night, is at some point during your work day, do a brain dump. Write your important tasks for the next day, get the emails responded to so that once you're off, like you said, you're not reachable, you're not taking calls, you're off. Because how many times have we picked up the phone or seen that email or got that text message at 8, 9, 10 p.m. and then we're thinking about it.
Yep.
And so, the evening routine really defines how you wake up.
Yeah, I agree with that. And even upon waking, some people reach for their phone, and it's great if you're getting a Bible app or some meditative song or something. But most people, as soon as they hear that ding, that notification, they are up and they are on the phone and they have forgotten all about the morning routine and preparing themselves for the day. So those are some excellent tips. All right. Okay. Let me go through my question. We talked about the new year. Okay. So if you had to pick, now we talked about the morning and the evening, what is more important? Now we're talking about the combo, eating right, exercising, prayer, rest. What's the most important, or are they all important? Eating right, exercise, rest, the mind dump. Like if you had to give each a percentage, if you had 100%, what percentage goes to the food you put in your mouth? What percentage goes to what you put in your brain? What percentage goes to moving your body? Things like that.
That's good. I'll categorize it. I kind of define my business into pillars that we help with. So rest, exercise, nutrition, and then habits.
Okay.
And that's a lot of things. That's putting your phone away at night. That's having healthy community and relationships with people. There's a lot to go there. So if I were to say those pillars, I wouldn't let you say both, so I'm not going to say both. Nutrition. Out of rest, fitness, and sleep. I'm sorry, out of rest, fitness, and nutrition. I'd say nutrition.
So what can we do better? I mean, I know we live in a country where we have fast food and sodas, and we're always busy. Like one of the things I used to do, I was zipping here to there, and I was eating in my car. I don't do that anymore. But in terms of nutrition, what are we doing well? What are we doing not so well?
We eat too much.
Yes.
We eat processed, fake food.
Yes.
That's two big things we do. I can tell you things we could do.
Yes. What can we do?
I can give you 4 principles.
Okay.
If you followed these today, you would never need to work with me.
Okay. But we want, we still need you to have clients. But
right, no, and that's, if I can, anyway, I want people to be healthy.
Me too.
If they're not much,
me too.
And also don't want people to have to rely on me forever. Let's coach, let's teach you, let's teach you how to fish. Let's not give you but 4 principles that I think are just game changing when it comes to nutrition. And what's helpful about these is these aren't diet plans. This isn't keto. This isn't Mediterranean. This isn't carnivore. It's just, you can eat whatever you want. Just fit it into, so eat whole foods, not the grocery store. Clean, unprocessed, real stuff.
Like meat,
greens, fruits, vegetables, whole wheat, real things. It doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients. Prioritize protein, especially in the morning. This, standard breakfast in the morning is like some kind of pastry or cereal or something like sugary and carby, and switch it. Something high protein.
So give me an example of what can we eat that's high protein in the morning?
Oh man, eggs.
Egg
whites, steak, Greek yogurt.
Steak for breakfast?
Yeah.
And Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt's a good one. Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep it more typical, what people consider breakfast, I'd say eggs, egg whites. Some people like turkey. That usually can be an omelet thing.
Okay.
Greek yogurt, protein shakes.
Okay.
Protein smoothies. You can get really creative with smoothies. Those are the first couple of things like breakfast type come to mind.
So is there a time that we should be eating? Like for breakfast, if we get up, let's say 6 or 7, is it important to eat within the first hour, or does it matter?
It doesn't really matter.
As long as we get some kind of protein.
Yeah.
What about vegan people?
They need protein.
Yeah. What are they eating? Nuts or something?
Hopefully they're eating a lot of beans.
Beans, okay.
Legumes and beans. Those are a lot. Buckwheat is a pretty high. There's 4, and I won't quote them all, but there's amino acids, essential amino acids, and there's 9 of them, and they're the ones that we can't produce. We have to get them through food. And animal proteins always have all 9.
Okay.
Any seafood, shellfish, beef, chicken, anything. But plant sources, there's only 4.
Wow.
That you have to. So it's quinoa, soy, buckwheat, and I think some type of seaweed. And I may be missing a 5th one that's usually not as consumed.
And they don't sound, as you named them, they don't sound delicious.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. I think we also have to change our taste, what tastes good. And maybe the mental part, if we start saying what tastes good to me is being healthy. What tastes good to me is being energetic. What tastes good to me is being able to rest. And maybe it's a whole mind shift that we need to make, because when you say buckwheat and quinoa, we're like, no. No, we don't want that. How can we make that taste good? Or I don't know, how would we eat that for breakfast?
Well, I'm not vegan. I did it before.
I've done it before.
I did it so I could relate and empathize. It was not a health journey. It was let me see what this is like, because I'm working with people that are vegan. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get creative with your meals.
Okay, well, we need some
quinoa fancy.
We need some creative, Jacob. We need creativity. That, I think that's one of the things that stops us too. It's such a drastic either this or that. That's how we think. And I believe if we had more creative ways to make healthy foods taste good, I think we could stick with it more. So somebody out there, that is a new business that they can start to make healthy things
out there
taste good. Yeah. And if they are listening, put it in the comments. What do you have that tastes good? Okay, let me get to the next question. Let's talk about faith. Let's talk about, in terms of being healthy and being well, what part does faith play in that model?
Oh, man. I like this question. I think, it depends on your faith, but my faith is in Jesus. He called me to love him and to love people and to serve people. He's given me a calling and a passion, and I'm not going to be able to do any of those things effective if I'm not my healthiest self.
Amen.
I'm not going to show up for my wife. I'm not going to show up for my son. I'm not going to show up for my community. I'm not going to show up for my clients. I'm not going to show up for a podcast if I didn't have my good evening routine.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm taking the best care of my body that I can.
I like that. I like that. And like I said, I'm not a churchy person. I am a person of faith.
I know what you mean.
And I like to help people understand. One of the things I tell people, faith is a verb. It's an action. So sometimes people think, I will pray, the Lord Jesus will help me. God will help me get this body. However, it's an action. You can't just sit on a couch and say, I'm going to pray for health. So
God's never going to do the things that only you can do.
You have to do your part. So if I'm praying for something, I'm praying for a healthy body, I'm praying for health, so that God take care of his part, and then you do your part. So what are some of their parts that they need to be doing after I pray for something? What would you coach somebody is your part?
It's a good one. Well, you got to watch what you put in your body. You got to move. You should be moving.
Right.
And you got to rest. And if God felt the need to take a day of rest after his 6 days of work, then how much more do we need to take a break?
We need a whole show on rest. What does that look like? We're going to find somebody to talk about rest. But like you said, we have to eat. Yes, we have. But we don't talk about that. And I always say, especially as moms, as women, I hear too many people saying, you're my superwoman. No, I need to rest. And saying no is part of that. And sometimes people feel guilty. Because I want to go back to, how can we make ourselves a priority without feeling guilty?
That's a good question. And I think that's something that like pastors struggle with and leaders that are giving to everyone. Craig Groeschel, you know Craig Groeschel? You know that name?
No.
He's a pastor and leader and podcaster. And he says whenever the leader gets better, everyone gets better.
I believe that.
So you're not being selfish by setting those boundaries and making yourself a priority. You're actually, the better you are, it's going to bleed to everyone you lead, your family, your teams, everything, your congregation. So there's a mandate there to invest in yourself.
And you invest in yourself. And like you said, then other people see you investing in you. It gives them the courage to do the same. So like I said, the time was going to fly by and our time has come to an end. Yes! It is over, the show, and that half an hour flies by. I'm telling you, you have to come back and do another show where we actually do exercise, but tell our audience how to find you.
You can email me right now is the best way. I'm on social media. It's Gymnos_fitness is the business. You can find me at Jacob White Williams, but you can email me jacob@gymnosfitness.com and I'll respond to you directly. I'm in a transition of Gymnos is changing right now.
Okay.
And will be a new thing by June 15th.
Okay.
So
email. So email Jacob, as you heard, and you have to rest, you have to eat, right? And you have to move your body. So again, I'm Dr. Carolyn Edwards. This is Get Your Life. Thank you for tuning in. You can watch the replays of the show on youtube.com at Dr. Carolyn Edwards, and you can get it in audio on all podcast platforms. But before I go, don't forget, I have a event coming up that I'm hosting called The Soaking, Be Still and Refill, June 6th from 9 a.m. to 12. You can get the link for tickets on my website, drcarolynedwards.com. and on my social media at Dr. Carolyn Edwards. And before you leave this show, remember, in a world that you can be anything, the best thing you can be is you. Until next time.
I know it gets hard to find the light sometimes. It feels easier to hold on to what's been keeping you down. You were made to fly, so now release, let it go. You were made to soar, so just breathe. Feel your power, learn to dance in the rain or the shine. Every step you take is divine.